Welcome back everyone to the series, Can I Build a Movement in Just 12 Weeks? So my name is Armand Kok. I'm the founder and leader of OJIN, One Journey Influencing Nations. And in this 12-week series, I'm building this movement live for two reasons. Well, I want to model to you that you don't need anything else to start. Therefore, I just use my phone. As I said in the first video, I have access to amazing cameras and sound and lights, but I choose to use only my phone and to model to you that if you have a vision and a passion and you want to inspire people, just start, right? So in this 12-week series, you'll see how everything comes together and what we are actually building. So we are at the end of week 2, day 14. I can't believe 2 weeks is already done, but we've done a lot. The first week was mainly focused on brand architecting, really like what is the brand, what's the movement about, getting the overview, asking the right questions. And this week, we really focused on brand identity. So not just the identity of the movement, but we really focused on me as the founder and leader and what is my brand identity, right? What is my story? Why would anybody want to follow OJIN? Why would anybody want to follow me in building this journey and movement? Like, who am I? What do I stand for? What's my story? And why me, right? So it really took some great time to architect my story and put it on paper. Most of you guys are sitting on a world of value, but you've never actually taken the time to sit down and write your story. I've done it with a few people a few months back, and they were astounded when they realized, oh my word, I have so much to give. Look at my story, look at all the stuff I've been through, and they can now choose one of those areas and actually start serving people, inspire people, tell their story. And we had some great fun with that. So this week, I actually did it myself. I went back all the way and said, like, what is my story? Why do I build this? And really went down and write down who I am as the founder and leader, the movement maker of this movement, and what do I stand for and how do I share that? So one thing that is powerful that I've learned with becoming a key person of influence. Now, this is a book I've just finished, phenomenal book from Daniel Priestley. And one of the first steps that he speaks about becoming a key person of influence is actually learn how to pitch. And that's technically why we focus on this step now while building this movement. When you are in a room full of people and people ask you, hey, Sarah, what are you doing? You know, that's always the first question. What are you doing? What are you busy with? And if you don't know what to say, if you don't know how to represent yourself well, then we lose opportunities to make an impact, to serve people, to inspire people, to actually influence their lives, right? Like, you need to know who you are. You need to know what you stand for. You need to know what you're building so that you can actually invite people into your world, right? So influence doesn't just happen, right? Influence is, you don't automatically walk in a room and you have influence. Why? Because people don't know you. People don't like you, and people don't trust you. So what makes a pitch powerful, and what makes this positioning, this brand identity powerful, is that you actually have the opportunity to position yourself and to pitch to people in a very short way, and they can get to know you, like you, and trust you. So within a few sentences, within a few moments, people are automatically going to realize, listen, is this person for me or not? And the great thing is, we don't serve everybody, right? Like, OJIN is for people who have a calling on their life, people who want to influence nations. So I might be in a conversation where that's definitely not somebody's jam, and they're like, listen, that's awesome, great for you, and they walk away. And I would rather have them walk away, but I knew who I am and what I stood for, than talking about some other stuff and actually misrepresenting who I am wrongly, right? So when you build a movement, you want to position yourself as the movement maker very strongly firsthand, and not just socially, but also on all your media platforms. And that's where the brand identity became strong. Not just the brand identity for OJIN, but brand identity for who I am, right? So we focused on that this week, and we got a lot done. So that's like starting with my personal website. So armandkok.com will be released in 1 April. I think that will be awesome. It is built by my wife, Karina Kok. It makes her come alive to really serve personal brands, people like you, that is there's one thing in dreaming to shape culture, right? And so she does branding, web designing, and content creation for you. So if you are looking to have your own personal brand done, please reach out to her. I will drop her link and website below this video, and you can get yours done as well. So why we started with that is really to communicate who I am and what I'm doing, and that included logos, a color palette, font typography, imagery, and just creative direction. Like, where do we actually want to position this movement? Where do I want to position myself as the movement founder? And really, where do we go up from there? So we built the whole website, and I really jumped in deep with, as I said, my own story and helping to communicate to people, this is who I am, this is my story, this is why you should like me, know me, trust me, and this is what I can actually do for you. So important step one when you build your movement is really positioning yourself correctly, so that when you meet people and they're like, okay, great, that's awesome, and afterwards they go on your socials, they want to invite you, they want to stay in touch, they can actually see on all your platforms is coherent. You are who you say you are. That builds trust, right? You are who you just said you were. I just met you, now I went online and I see wherever I go, oh, you actually represent yourself well. You actually do what you say you were going to do. That immediately builds trust. So on all my socials, we cleaned it up. So Facebook, cleaned that up. We had Substack, I cleaned that up. Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, all of my social profiles looks the same. It communicates the same thing. And part of that, we went out one day, we took a quick photo shoot just to update some of those stuff. I can't remember when I had a photo shoot last in my life, but we had a quick photo shoot. And so now at least when I say, hey, I'm launching this movement called OJIN, and people goes follow me, it's the same. I'm communicating the same thing on all these platforms, right? So great winning, great positioning, and that really helps to build influence, right? It helps you with yourself and who you are and what you're building, and it also helps to get you connect with other people. So many people say, you know what, just go out, meet other people. You don't know, your next best breakthrough can be in the next conversation you have, and that's very true. But what makes it really easier is if you actually have something to give or something to show, right? Who you are and what you do. That really helps the conversation. If people are not sure what you can actually do for them, they don't really care, right? People are not always concerned about you as a person. They are concerned about what you can do for them. A few of the steps really helps you in that process. So 3 steps. Number 1 is example, and social positioning is an example, right? So example, do you do what you said you were doing? Do you lead by example? Can people see it practically in your life? And that's why I said, like, even on your social positioning, it's important, because that's an evidence that you are who you say you are, right? And secondly is, so number 1 is example, number 2 is service. Once they see who you are, you need to have something to offer them. What do you serve them? How can I serve you, right? And that's why week 1 was so important in just building out the brand ecosystem, architecting the whole brand, like how we're going to serve different people on different levels. So, and then thirdly, once you have done that too, then people are like, okay, great, I see that he leads by example. He does have something to offer. I like him, I know him, and I trust him. Then they grant you influence into their life. They open up their heart and like, oh, this is really awesome. So we've done a lot. Website's coming out April 1. Full on logo, color palette, font typography, the imagery, creative direction, all that done by my wife. So thank God for her really helping me to speed up this process and make it look pretty. That's really awesome. And so personal website coming down, and now I know I can communicate correctly who I am in building this movement. So next week is gonna be just the first product build. So we spoke about how can I serve people. I'm gonna build out the product that we're gonna serve the masses with. What is the main pain point and concern for people that is called to be OJINs? Number 1, they are out of alignment with their true identity, right? They don't know who they are. So I'm building out a product that is gonna be serving the masses, and that's really gonna help them come into alignment with their identity as an OJIN. For years, I still negotiated with the fact that I am an OJIN. I knew I didn't always fit the systems. I knew, and so you try to fit in, you try to compromise yourself, you try to make yourself smaller, but being in full alignment with yourself as an Ocean, as a movement maker, means that you don't compromise who you are. And what do you need to let go of, and what do you need to grab onto to actually step into the fullness of identity for you in this season. So alignment with identity. Number two, if you're in alignment with your identity, then we need alignment with your mission. What's your mission? What is your... We have the big dream, right? But what is the next year look like? What is the next assignment on your life look like? So you need to come and do 100% full alignment with that assignment so that you can actually start getting results. For many years, I lived in my head and I saw the big vision, but I was never in alignment with what is the next step. Actually, what I'm doing right now, launching a thing live in 12 weeks, that's my assignment. My next assignment is just doing this 12 weeks good, doing it right, crushing it, being in focus and being in alignment with that mission, right? And so then thirdly, once you've done that, how do you communicate that? So you're in alignment with your identity, you're in alignment with your mission, and you're in alignment with communicate that. So what does communication alignment look like? And that is, for example, how do you pitch and position yourself to the world? So that's really going to solve a lot of people's problems. It's going to catapult them as Oceans from not taking action, being stuck, being unsure who they are, unsure what they're supposed to build, unsure how to communicate that, to be like, in a very short period of time, I know exactly who I am, I know exactly what I'm called to build, and this is why I'm building it, this is how I'm building it, this is how I'm communicating it to the world. Those are the three main pain points that kept me in the same mountain, around the same mountain for so many years. And that's the first offer we're going to build out that's going to serve thousands and thousands and thousands of Oceans, and making it simple for them, for a video course, a workbook, and one-on-one sessions, whiteboard sessions that people will be able to book, and serving them to the highest of levels. So I should build that out in the next week. I'm really excited about that. But it's also my 8-year anniversary. Me and Karina is going to go away for about 3 days. So I might not have the full week, but we're going to do what we can do in that short period of time and do as much as possible. Obviously, once we build out the products, we do it high level. So that's when we do get out the cameras, we do it high level. And so it takes a little bit of more prep work and a lot of work. So we'll see if I can do it in a week. If not, we're just going to have to crush and do it and complete it the next week after that. But that's us. That's the end of week 2. That's all we've done. So what do you do for where you're at? I want you to go think about what is your social positioning. When you're in a room right now and people ask you, hey Sarah, what do you do? What do you actually say? How do you present yourself? How do you communicate what you do? Once you have that clarity and boldness, it really helps inviting people into who you are, what you're building, and it really helps to influence their lives. If you yourself don't know who you are, what you're building, how to communicate that, then it really becomes difficult to step into your Ocean identity and influence people's lives. So that's at the end of week 2. Next week is product build. That's going to be great. So follow this journey, like and subscribe if you're an Ocean and you want to see how I build my movement in 12 weeks. See you next week.